Sup. So, it's your boy Tech G and the place to be. Uh, so, um, Somebody asked me a question. It was like, what's up, Hanlon? Jesus Junkie, that's your name, huh? Jesus Junkie, shout out to you. Somebody was like, how has the pandemic affected the IT industry? I need to go to the barber shop. But how has the pandemic affected the IT industry? And what was the other part of that question? Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up. Um, oh yeah, sorry about that. So how has the pandemic affected the IT industry, and have people been doing remote work? So I worked from home pretty much all last year. Well, a significant part of last year I was working from home. So and then my father, he works in tech. He's been working from home for a hot little minute too. My brother works in tech. I think he works from home too. So I know a lot of people in IT have been working from home. And if you guys haven't been paying attention to the news, I think a news story just came out yesterday that was saying that Microsoft, they employ like, what are they saying? They employ like 120,000 people around the world, and probably like 100,000 of them work in the US. And they say that they're going to be extending people doing remote work going well into next year. And then I think some other tech giants, they're going to be letting people work from home going into next year. So I'm not too far from 5,000 subs. Yeah, man, we getting up there. Go tell your mama and your girlfriends about me, so they come get some of this hot fire too. But so how has the pandemic been affecting it? Well, for one, IT people have still been IT companies have still been hiring. Tech companies have still been hiring. I don't know of any. I don't know too many people that lost their jobs working in tech. I will say my dad lose his job, right? And I'm thinking because the company he works for, we live in Florida, so he was working for a major hotel chain or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. And being that people weren't coming to hotels, well, they weren't making money, so they couldn't really. They had to lay some people off, and he had got laid off because his salary was like sky high. So I'm thinking that's why he got laid off. But he found work, another job, like immediately, because you can go look on Indeed and you just type in IT tech jobs. You're gonna find, dude, there's just IT jobs all over the place. And the reason I'm saying this is because it doesn't matter if there's a pandemic going on or some type of crisis, we still need internet access. All these people that are working from home doing admin jobs or people trying to start their own businesses online, none of that's possible without the internet. None of that's possible without tech. So, in my opinion, the pandemic hasn't really affected the industry like that because there's just an abundance of jobs. Hackers aren't going to stop hacking stuff. Ransomware isn't going to stop. Matter of fact, there's a college out in Howard University, the college that Kamala Harris went to. A couple days ago, they shut down the college because they got hit with ransomware up there. So even though there's a pandemic going on and everybody's out there spreading the cooties and people trying to get vaccinated, yada yada yada, guess what? IT still rolls on because you want to watch your YouTube videos, right? You want to hear some of this hot fire from Tech G, right? You want to go watch your favorite Netflix show. You want to engage in online banking, and you want to go out there and go on a shopping spree on Amazon like I did this weekend, right? Or this past week, right? Well, guess what? You need the internet in your life, right? Internet still rolls on, baby. So that means you're going to need people out there plugging in Cat5 cables, resetting user passwords, doing stuff on the cloud, coding stuff up, just doing a whole plethora of things. So I personally don't believe it had that big of an impact on tech workers. Because I don't know of anybody who works in tech that got, other than my father. But like I said, I think it was more so because of the company he was working for. They were losing money because they're like a hotel chain. But other than that, everybody else for the most part, I don't know of anybody that lost a job or was in fear of losing a job due to the whole pandemic. You know what I'm saying? Like Disney World. We got Disney World down here. Disney World, where I live, well, I live in Florida. It's the largest employer in the state of Florida. There was a time last year they had shut down all operations at Disney World, but I guarantee their IT personnel was still booming because I knew about two or three people that got hired at Disney to work some type of IT job, even though Disney World shut down operations where there was no people coming into Disney World, but IT operations still was going on. You got yourself into a coding boot camp and you're not liking it. You know, what don't you like? You don't like the pace they're going. You're not into the whole coding thing. Like, I don't know. I don't know what it is to not like, but I don't know. So, but as far as remote work goes, there's a lot of opportunities for that. So you guys go to Indeed, go ahead and put your resume up there, create an account, put your resume up there, and sign up for like email notifications, right? I get about 5 or 6, sometimes as many as 10 emails a day from Indeed about job openings, job positions, whether they're local to my area or they're in other states, right? And the ones that are in other states, oftentimes when I read the job description, they say that you can do remote work. I mean, you can work from home. So that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing, there's plenty of opportunities to work from home. I can still work from home now if I want, but I actually wanted to go back to work. I was like kind of tired of sitting in the house. I was getting fat. I need to lose some weight. I put on some pandemic weight last year, too much of it. Yeah, LinkedIn too. I get job offers from LinkedIn. Recruiters be hitting me up all the time on LinkedIn. And I want to say most of the job offers that I get through LinkedIn, most of them are like remote work. So I don't think the pandemic has really slowed our industry down one bit because we're too heavily invested into online transactions. Everything about our lives is online for the most part. Everything. I mean, if I took your phone away and I cut your internet connection off at your house, most of y'all will probably end up in an insane asylum somewhere because you wouldn't know how to function. Shout out to Mr. Apache. Says, I'm liking your fundamentals courses so far, G. I appreciate that. Yeah, IT fundamentals. The first course I put up, I put it up last year. Matter of fact, because I was working from home and I had some extra time, so I started creating courses and putting them online. But yeah, so I don't think it's really affecting anything for those of you trying to get into IT. Nowhere near as much as it was affecting everybody else who was getting laid off all over the place, especially if you worked in like hospitality or some type of food service or retail establishment. We still got people still got online. Amazon didn't lose $1. As a matter of fact, last year I actually looked. You can go look this up. But during the whole protests over George Floyd, when everybody was out there rioting and protests, you can go look up when those riots and protests started and when they hit their peak in the summertime. If you go look up Amazon sales, at the time of those protests, Amazon sales were booming at that time. Like you can almost overlay their trend line on top of the so-called trend line for the riots and protests last year when they really started revving up. So what I'm saying is everybody was at home ordering stuff off Amazon. They made a lot of money last year. And so how do you order stuff off Amazon? You know what I'm saying? We all go through our phones or go through our laptops. So there's somebody has to be there to maintain the database. Somebody at the cable company has to make sure that the wires connected to your house that lead out your neighborhood that run to your local ISP, all those wires are intact. Somebody somewhere working some routers and switches to make sure ones and zeros are flowing across the wire so you can order your Amazon stuff. Like I just ordered me I just bought a 55-inch OLED TV the other day that'll be here tomorrow, so I can put it in my man cave. So this. I'm currently sitting in my so-called man cave. So let me show y'all. So I got this extra room in my house. It's like part of the mother-in-law suite or whatever. So, anyways, I claim this as my man cave. Through there is my office where I be making most of my videos, right? And then you go through another door that leads into my living room. But anyways, in here, I took the doors off this closet. They were like sliding doors. And so I'm about to put a 55-inch OLED TV. And if you don't know what an OLED TV is, we talk about that in my A plus class. So, but I ordered off Amazon. Off of my phone. I was just looking at videos like, ooh, let me get that right there. So, but in order for me to make that happen, we need IT, because I don't want to go to Best Buy and be walking around the store, and then I gotta have my mask on, and then I gotta, wonder if somebody got the cooties, and are they looking at me like I got the cooties, and we just staring at. I don't want to go through all that. I just want to go online and hit buttons and have stuff delivered to my house. And guess what? We need the internet for that. We need IT people out there who can keep these systems intact to make sure people like me can live my best lazy life and hit buttons off my phone so I can have stuff delivered to my house. So I don't believe the pandemic has shut anything down for IT. If anything, it's created more of a need for it, because like I told you earlier, I get blasted with job offers all the time between LinkedIn and Indeed. You guys go sign up for these services, these websites, and put your resume out there. You're going to get hit with the same thing. You're going to be like, wow, there's a lot of IT jobs out there, because every day you check your email, there's like 5 new emails in there from some recruiter saying, hey, we got a job opening paying $30, $40, $50 an hour to do this, yada, yada, yada. Are you interested? I mean, that's what my inbox looks like on my email account. And I just delete them because I don't need the job, because I'm not looking for another job. But if I was in the market looking for a job, and I just started getting certified and got my certs, dude, you're going to be bombarded with job offers to where you can just literally just go out there and pick what you want to apply for. They're going to come to you. At least that's how it's been for me. I'm sure it's like that for some other people. You're a tech writer. Wait, my tech writer instructor, Kimmy, Matthews, living her best life. She sends offers to students she can't do herself. Okay. Shout out to October. Says he finally made it to a Tech G stream. Amazon isn't requiring employees to take drug tests. Oh, wow. I didn't know about that. So those of you who engage in, narcotics, there you go. Now, I don't suggest you go out there and engage in the narcotics, because, we recently lost an actor, Michael K. Williams, who used to play Omar on The Wire. He passed away from what they say was an overdose from heroin. And then we lost DMX. And it's a whole bunch of people, right? But I highly encourage you to, be drug free. I highly encourage that, because nobody wants, just leave the drugs alone. That's my official statement on that. You want to get your ITF and your A plus? Yeah, man, go ahead and do it. It's possible. You can, man. You can go through and get IT fundamentals, A plus, Net plus, Security plus. You can do all that in the next couple months, man, and be out there and be a superstar out in these streets. Yeah, Omar was a great character. The Wire is one of my favorite TV shows. I like The Sopranos better, but The Wire was pretty good. It's right up there with it. So, and guess what? I can watch all that stuff on demand on my smart TV OLED that's going to be connected to my internet. So guess what? They haven't slowed down making smart TVs that can connect to the internet. So look, tech is out. The whole point I'm trying to get to is this. The IT industry has not slowed down. There's going to be a need for it. I told you guys in previous videos, the Biden administration, they want to drop upwards of like $10 billion into cybersecurity alone. Because there's so many people hacking into stuff all the freaking time. Like, that stuff is not slowing down. Hackers don't care if it's a pandemic or not. They're trying to get your information so that they can come up off you or sell it on the black market or do whatever it is they want to do, or just become a nuisance to society, right? So there's going to be a need for it. Our whole economy is built in and around tech these days. Like everything is online. Everything is on a database somewhere. There's some router and some switches moving, routers moving ones and zeros across the wire. Everything's connected. Everything. So, in my opinion, tech is probably the one industry that's probably the most pandemic proof or recession proof or whatever, because we need these services just to live our basic regular lives. So that's my opinion on the pandemic and IT. I think if you go out there and get certified, you'll be good money. Somebody's going to hire you. Because right now, just in cybersecurity alone, they say there's upwards of 500,000 jobs that are unfulfilled right now, just in cybersecurity. I don't know about the other lanes of IT, but just within the lane of cybersecurity, there's 500,000 jobs that don't have somebody to work them because there aren't enough people applying, or they're not qualified to do the jobs. So, you know, go out there, get your certs, and do what you got to do so you can get out there and get this money. Thanks for the encouragement. These classes can be stressful and demanding at times. Yeah, I mean, listen. So, what class? You talking about like IT classes? So, here's what I tell people, because some people be like, "Oh man, this stuff dry, boring." I'm like, look, you got to look past the dry, boring stuff, right? I don't care who the IT teacher is, whether it's me, somebody else, somebody at a boot camp, tech college. You're gonna get handed them slideshows. You're gonna get slideshows and presentations, right? That it is what it is. You get some hands-on stuff depending upon what you're doing. And some of this stuff could be dry and it could be boring. And trust me, I know. I'm over here teaching it. I know firsthand. I tell people you can either suffer through some slideshows, or you can go on Amazon and buy you 1,000-page book and go read them books. And you want to talk about some dry, boring stuff, go read some of these books these people wrote. But you got to look beyond the class, okay? I take this class, suffer through these slideshows and presentations, go past this test. What happens? Well, next thing you know, you get to qualify for a whole bunch of jobs just off the strength that you got certain certification. Now you can put yourself in the runnings to hopefully try to get land your dream job, or go out there and get this job that can lead you into other opportunities. So you got to be able to look beyond just the here and now and look into the future as to what is this class going to get you on the other end. Because I had a similar conversation. I was talking to somebody. They're trying to go learn Salesforce, right? This is dude I know. He deals with databases, and he was talking about Salesforce has like their own. I don't want to say certification. Well, I guess it is like a certification path, but they don't have like official Salesforce teachers. And so what I mean is, he was saying, so I was like, well, how do you get certified in this Salesforce architecture? That's what it's called. My homeboy was like, well, you're probably going to have to pay $5,000 to go fly yourself to San Francisco, where the Salesforce headquarters is, and then go learn Salesforce from the people that teach Salesforce. And he's probably like, you're going to end up paying like probably maybe as high as $10,000, depending upon what you want to do. And my homeboy was like, so he was saying, he was telling this to somebody else. He was like, I told some people, my homeboy was like, he asked this question, because my homeboy teaches database, but he asked this question. He was like, how many of y'all would pay $5,000 to $10,000 to go take a certification test? And he was like, most of the people he asked, they was like, nah, I wouldn't do that. My homeboy was like, y'all are idiots. And it was like, why? He was like, well, that 5,000 to 10,000 to learn this Salesforce thing would probably translate into a job paying $250,000 a year. So I guess to tie that back into the A+, you got to look at, okay, you got to take these classes, go take this cert, but you got to look beyond the cert. What job opportunities await you? And then so with the Salesforce thing, you may have to come out the pocket $5,000 to go learn a certification. But what opportunities await you after you pay that $5,000 to pass that test? Well, you'll probably be getting job offers starting off at like $150,000 to $200,000 a year or something like that, doing Salesforce architecture or something like that. So you just got to look beyond. You got to look beyond the here and now and look at the future of what opportunities await you after you go through this stuff. That's just. I don't know of any other way to explain it, but that's just kind of how it is, man. But you can hit the six figure mark, even doing the stuff that I do. Like I said, you come out the gate A plus. I'll be real. You're not going to be getting job offers for $100,000 doing A plus. I'm just going to be honest. I don't want anybody to be misled here saying Tech G told me I could get $100,000. All I had to do was get my A plus certificate. No, no, the heck I didn't say that. No, what I'm saying is you get your A plus cert, you can get you an entry level job to get your foot into the door, so you can go out there and build your experience up, build your resume up. And so then you can begin the process of transitioning to higher positions or other jobs with other companies or whatever, where within about 5 years, 5 to 10 years, you can be making six figures. Because I'll give the example again. My youngest brother started off with A plus, net plus. He started off when he was 28. He's 37 right now, makes $140,000 a year doing cybersecurity. He's only been in IT for 9 years. So you can go to six figures, but just betting on A plus taking you to six figures, more than likely not going to happen. You have to go up. Now, but you're like, well, what about that Salesforce thing? That's something totally different. That's a whole nother other area of IT that I do not specialize in. So there are some lanes in IT where you can jump straight out there and be making almost six figures on your first job. You'll probably be living in Silicon Valley somewhere or some major tech hub. And, you'll probably be along the lines of database development and or programming and coding or something like that. We got somebody in here now taking a coding class. She said, I think that's a she. Yeah, she's Jesus junkie. She said she doesn't really like it, but, my path doesn't require coding. I personally, the stuff I teach, I think is the easiest way to get into IT, because even if you do learn A plus, net plus, nobody's saying that you can't go out there and learn coding as well. You can still go learn coding. You become what we call like a unicorn, where you're like a networking cybersecurity guy, but you also know how to code, or you're the man out in the, or the woman out in these streets. You can do all kind of stuff. So, but this is my suggestion. This is the easiest way to get into the industry, and then from there you can kind of figure out what you want to do if cybersecurity isn't what you want to do. Hope that kind of makes sense. Y'all gotta forgive me. It's Friday. It's Friday. I've been sitting in the man cave, and I've been participating in some adult beverages, so I'm a little tipsy. I've had a long week, a very long week. So, but anyways, regardless of all that, there's still opportunity out there even in this pandemic. So don't let this pandemic slow down your forward progression and or your goals. You can still go out there and get it. Somebody's going to be hiring. Opportunities are going to be out there because everybody is dependent upon the internet somehow, some way, whether you're dealing with a small business all the way up to the federal government, or you're dealing with, there's opportunities all over the place, all over the place. You just got to figure out what you think you want to do, go research it, learn about it, and figure out how you got to, put your plan of attack together. And I guarantee you'll be all right. You'll do okay. Or you like watching IT videos for fun. Oh, you're better than me. You're better than me. I can't really watch them for fun. You are better than me. And I sit here and I make them, and I can't even watch my own stuff for fun. Oh yeah, no, I'm in my house, man. I'm in the house. I'm in my man cave that I'm still in the process of decorating. So I'm not out there. I'm not out there in them streets engaging in adult beverages. I'm in the safety of my house. You know what I'm saying? I'm a responsible adult. That's what I am. And I encourage you all to be responsible adults too. We got children who watch us. At least I do. I gotta, whatever. But so that's that. Any other questions for me? I'm not gonna be on here long. It's Friday. I gotta go in here and entertain my son, my youngest son. Any other questions? So let me see. So so I'm actually taking this whole offline thing seriously, more so now. So I got another person that works down here. Well, he actually works with me, who's interested in trying to help me bring my IT Academy to life offline. I mean, I'm still going to do the online thing, but in my local city, I told y'all, some of y'all this, or those y'all watch my videos, y'all know. But one of my goals is I want to start up like my own official IT school down here in my area that serves mostly underprivileged kids or young adults. And so I found somebody that wants to work with me on that endeavor, in addition with my brother and my father. So I think we're going to actually move forward with the actual for real planning phase of how to bring this thing to life so that, I can go out there and I can teach the babies in my area and the young adults IT and get them into this industry as well. And I'm still going to do the online thing as well, making my videos for YouTube and the classes and doing all the stuff I currently do. But so that's something that I'm looking for, and this pandemic ain't slowing that down. It ain't slowing that down. So I'm trying to get into that as well. Want to make a real impact offline too, not just online. I want to reach out and actually have an impact with my local community. So trying to get that popping. Once we get that rolling, and like I say, we're literally in the for real planning phases now. Ain't no telling how long this thing gonna take or what obstacles I gotta go through to try to bring this to life. But that's one of my visions that I want to bring to life, man. Let's see. You said they had slideshows for advanced placement classes at my old high school, so I'm accustomed to it. But older folk getting into IT probably aren't. No, older folks, we're accustomed to slideshows too, man. I mean, when you say old, how old are you talking? How old are you talking? I'm 41, so how old are we talking here? Because I've been looking at slideshows since forever. Like when I used to be in the army, all we got hit was with slideshows every other day. Like it was always some mandatory training. It was slideshows galore. We used to call it death by PowerPoint. That's what we used to call it. So I'm very used to slideshows. Are there many programs available that can be purchased for offline practicing and skill exercising? What do you mean, like labs and stuff? I sell labs through CompTIA off of my website, like practice labs for let me see. I think I got IT fundamentals, A plus, Net plus, and Security plus. There's all kind of little things out there. It's just a matter of I haven't researched everything that's on the market, so I can't really tell you who's good and who's not good. I know that the CompTIA stuff that I sell, I've actually bought the stuff myself and went through and used it, so it's pretty good for what it does to get you spun up on some quote unquote hands on or lab simulation exercise, so you can be kind of familiar with what's going on. I will look into that. Like I said, there's other stuff out there, but I just haven't had a chance to go through and vet everything to give my stamp of approval. Would Network Plus be necessary for Security Plus? No. So okay, so let me go ahead and clear this up. So you got a lot of people that just bypass A plus, Net plus, and go straight to Security Plus, and they'll be fine. And they go out there, they can get a job, especially a federal government job, because you need Security Plus. But the reason why I stress, and myself and a few other people that I know that teach this stuff, we stress A plus, Net plus, and Security Plus, is because it gives you your overall base layer of understanding. So you got to understand A plus. Okay, well, IT fundamentals. Let's just back it up. IT fundamentals. That course gives you like a bird's eye overview of all the of various different areas of IT. They'll talk about some programming over here in one chapter. They'll talk about some hardware stuff over here, some cloud stuff over here. They're just kind of like, just imagine you're flying in an airplane and somebody's like pointing stuff out on the ground saying, "Ooh, that's Disney World over there. That's Universal Studios. That's iDrive. That's the Atlantic Ocean." Some stuff like that. A plus, that cert is really geared towards teaching you about the actual end device, the computers, how these things work. What's a GPU? What's a CPU? What's a motherboard? What's SSD? SSHD? What's this? What's that? What's RAM? What's SODIMM? All these various things that make your computer do what it do. When you're out here getting your video game on and you're streaming, that's what that class is about. Network Plus teaches you, it focuses mostly on, well, how do these computers communicate with each other? How do the ones and zeros, because remember, everything is about ones and zeros, binary. If you guys want to know binary, I got a video up on my channel teaching you how to do binary to decimal to hexadecimal conversions. But at the end of the day, even you guys looking at me on this video and me reading your comments, these are all ones and zeros, meaning a pulse of electricity is turned on or it's blocked, or electricity's on or electricity's off. Ones and zeros. So even though you see my face, just imagine this. Remember the movie The Matrix? When they be talking to people that can see in the Matrix and they see all these ones and zeros. This is literally what it looks like. In a certain extent, they're literally ones and zeros. So Network Plus focuses on mostly the majority of the devices that move the ones and zeros from one device to another. So when you pick up your phone and you did like me when I was out here buying flat screen TVs on Amazon, and I hit that button to take me to Amazon, and then the Amazon website comes back to me. How do those ones and zeros get from me pushing the button on my phone to the Amazon server to where now I got a TV coming to my house tomorrow? That's what that class kind of focuses on. And then Security Plus, it mostly focuses on how do you secure this stuff? What are some of the things hackers are doing to try to break into this stuff? How do you train the personnel who work in your IT department or just your regular employees at your company? How do you train them on not to click random links? And next thing you know, they're spreading worms and viruses all throughout the network. So that's what that stuff teaches. Hope that made sense. I know I'm kind of rambling, but blame that. Blame it on the alcohol, like T-Pain said. But Security Plus, you can bypass A plus, Net Plus, and go straight to Security Plus. You'll be okay. But like I say, if in my personal opinion, if you want a full, complete understanding of the industry you're getting into, I highly encourage people to learn about the computer. A computer, whether you're dealing with cloud, you're dealing with VMs, virtual machines, these are all computers at the end of the day. Whether it's a virtual machine or a physical computer or a cloud, because the cloud is just somebody else's computer or somebody else's server. So it will make, what up, Keep It Techie? It would make sense to me to learn about the basic element that created this whole industry of IT, the computer. And then learn, how do these things talk to each other? How do they push ones and zeros across the wire so that we can have this wonderful thing called the internet? And then how do you secure it? So you learn those three things, I believe you'll have a pretty solid foundation to build upon so you can get to the point where you want to start specializing in certain areas in IT, whether it's programming, networking, cybersecurity, database development, you're building apps, whatever it is that you're trying to do. That's what I think. That's what I believe. One means on and zero means off. Yeah, that's what binary is, on and off, literally on and off. Because basically what it is, inside of a CPU, you got a whole bunch of things called transistors. You can fit thousands and probably, I think, millions of these things in there. And basically electricity flows through a CPU, central processing unit. And they flow through these transistors, and basically these transistors form like little gates where they'll let electricity flow through or they'll block electricity from flowing through. That is essentially the ones and zeros, how they create the ones and zeros that allow for us to look at each other through live streams, or you to look at whatever it is you're looking at on your computer, or for your smartwatch to do whatever it's supposed to do when it's reading your vital signs. It's all ones and zeros, everything. It's literally ones and zeros. Yep, the cloud is just somebody else's computer. Super facts. Y'all go sub to Keep It Techie. Keep It Techie is a Linux expert. His whole channel, for the most part, is dedicated to talking about Linux, about the Linux operating system, all the open source software that comes with Linux. Because you got, everybody's familiar with Windows, and we're familiar with Mac, and then there's Linux and Unix. But Unix is like a, what do you call it? It's like a fork of Linux is like a fork of Unix, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But a lot of people are intimidated by Linux, and even I was at one point. Keep It Techie has a whole channel dedicated to Linux, educating you all. to get you guys to understand it's not as complicated as you think it is. It's just you're unfamiliar with it, like I was. And now I'm starting to use it. I got Ubuntu. As a matter of fact, I got an old MacBook up in here I bought back in 2009 that is just super slow, and Mac isn't putting any updates on it no more. So it's just sitting there being a paperweight on my desk. Anyways, I'm about to format it and install Ubuntu on there. And now I'm gonna have a Linux machine up in here. I'm gonna start messing around with some stuff on there. Joe Cole says, okay, thank you. I took A plus class and I'm taking networking and security plus classes in college and wondering which cert to prioritize and take. Well, if you took A plus, are you getting the voucher? Not the voucher. Did you get your certifications, or did you just take a class? Because you could take a class all day long. That's cool. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but the end goal should be to go get the certification, where you have to go to the testing center, or you can do it at your house and get certified in it. Because if you never get certified in it, you're never certified. You just took the class. But it's just a class. Yeah, so you could take the class and learn it. I'm not saying that you can't, but you need to go get certified in it. At the end of the day, you have to go take that certification exam, so you can add it to your resume. And then, because once you go out there looking for an IT job, like an entry level IT job, especially if you want to go into like networking or cybersecurity, they're gonna require you to have A plus, Net plus, and maybe Security plus. And you taking the class is not the same as you getting certified. Like, you can go take my classes on my YouTube channel. That's great. Highly encourage you to do that. It helps me out. But you still have to go take the test at the end of the day and get certified. But nah, you can do A plus, Net plus, and Security plus. Like I say, that builds your base layer of understanding from which you can build upon and, move forward from there. Yeah, so anyways, that's that. So, yeah, don't let this pandemic scare you in terms of job opportunities. I'm not talking about the health aspect or whatever. We're going to leave. We're not here to talk about any of that. I'm talking about it in terms of job opportunities. No, there are still a plethora and abundance of IT job opportunities out there. They were there last year when this pandemic first got set off. They're going to be here today. They'll be here tomorrow, next year. They'll be here the next 10 years. IT is not going away. The only way IT goes away is if we run out of fossil fuels to produce electricity. then we have to worry about jobs. But until then, as long as we can create electricity that can power up computers, there's going to always be an IT job out there, because that's the way our economy is. Do you have to go your cert, or can you it cut your message off? I don't know why it'd be cutting people's messages off. Do you have to go? I'm trying to see what you say, because it literally cuts your message off after you say the word can. So do you have to go your cert or something taken online? I'm assuming you're saying, do you have to go to a testing center? That's what I'm assuming you're saying. Or can you take it online? So I got a video posted. So you guys go to any of my classes. So you go click my playlist. You click on IT Fundamentals, A plus or Net plus, whatever class you want. The very last class and the very last video in those playlists is a video that I show you guys on how to buy the vouchers and how to schedule your exam. Anyways, in that video, I show you guys the option for how to schedule it at a testing center. And I also show you guys the option for how you can take the test at your house. Now, me personally, I wouldn't want to take it at my house, because the reason why I wouldn't want to do it at my house is because if something happens to your internet connection, or your wife, your kids, your dogs, or somebody comes into the room while you're taking the test, CompTIA will fail you and you won't get your money back. Say you got bad weather, or say you're taking a test at 5 o'clock when everybody in your neighborhood's coming home and now your Wi-Fi is slow and choppy, they might fail you. Now, if I go to the Pearson View Center and take the test there, and something happens to their internet connection, well, that's their fault. They're going to have to give me my money back or reschedule me to take that exam. But if it's at my house and something goes wrong, or like I say, if my wife, or matter of fact, when I was just doing this live stream, my little 6-year-old came up in the room, Well, what if I had been taking a test and he had came up in the room? If he had just whispered something to me, and the exam proctor heard it, that exam proctor would have failed me immediately. So that's one of the reasons. So you do have the option to take it at a testing center and or take it at home, but I would just rather take it at their spot. So in the event that something goes wrong, it's their fault, not mine, and they would have to give me my money back or reschedule me, which more than likely they'll just reschedule me for another day. Hope that answers your question. I wouldn't take it at your house as well. I go for dinner maybe, but not an IT test. Yeah, like I say, it's just to me, it's just too many things that can go wrong at my house that they can ding me for, as opposed to as opposed to me going to their spot and there's something going wrong. Well, you can't fault me. I'm at your spot. This is your fault. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would do. But the problem with taking it at testing centers, because somebody sent me a message on Instagram yesterday. So this dude said he bought his voucher, went to go take his test, had his receipt with him, because you got to bring that up there with you. He said he got to the testing center and they told him that he wasn't on the list to take the test. So he hit me up. He was like, "What do I do?" I was like, "You're going to have to call Pearson VUE because, I can't help you with that." So I gave him the contact information to get in contact with Pearson VUE because I had something similar happen to me. So I was scheduled to take the Security Plus test 2 months ago. I was going to go redo it. I was going to go redo because mine was on the verge of expiring, so I was going to go redo it. The day I was supposed to go take the Security Plus exam, I got an email from Pearson VUE saying that they canceled my test and rescheduled it. Right? It was like, well, you got to wait 24 hours to go in there and reschedule it. So I waited 24 hours. I didn't see nothing. I waited another 24 hours. I didn't see nothing. So finally, I was like, man, what happened? Because that thing cost like how much that voucher cost? Like $300 something. I was like, hold up, somebody better give me my money back or give me that voucher. So I had to go through the motions of calling Pearson VUE and trying to figure out who to talk to. And finally, I got in contact with somebody who found my voucher and was like, your voucher is still good. So I'm saying with the testing centers, even though I highly encourage you to go to the testing center to do it, just understand ever since this pandemic happened, there's been I've come across, a few people here and there that have had issues with trying to take a test at a testing center. Whether even if it's just because, like down here in Orlando, we got, to my knowledge, it's like 5 or 6 testing centers throughout the whole city. If I go in there and try to find a testing center on a certain day, I can almost guarantee you that most of these testing centers aren't going to have dates available. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's because they don't have personnel, because of the whole pandemic thing going on. I don't know what the reason is, but at least in my area, it's been kind of hard to find a date and time to go take the test. That's what I've heard from other people, and like I said, I just recently experienced it myself. So there are cons associated with it due to the pandemic, but don't let that deter you. In my opinion, I think you should still go to the testing center just so you can minimize, you can eradicate any issues with taking the test that you may experience if you do it online at your house due to things that they can ding you on. So that's what I'm saying. Oh, you said you was joking. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. My arm is going to sleep over here. So hopefully that answers some questions. But anyways, moral of the story is go get certified. Go study, get your certs. There's going to be a job waiting for you. I get the invitation. Matter of fact, you know what I think I'm going to start doing? So in addition to me sharing screenshots of people who say they passed off of my videos or whatever, I think I'm going to start posting screenshots of all these emails I get for job offers so that y'all can see that I'm not lying. Like I literally get anywhere between 5 to 10 emails a day just from Indeed alone of people saying, hey, we got a job offer. It's paying X amount, yada, yada, yada. It's in Orlando, it's in this city in Florida, or it's in another state. Like I get these all the time. What up, BMT? Says I picked up hobbies and became high value. That's right. He's talking about, all right, so I'm not even gonna go into the whole high value thing. That's a whole nother discussion. But I think I'm gonna start posting this so y'all can see, man. Yeah, I mean, they just they just come to my email. I don't like I say. I think I'm signed up for the notifications, so I just get blasted with job offers. So I think I'm gonna take screenshots of the emails, and I'm just gonna start posting so y'all can see that this was out here during the pandemic. They're still offering jobs in IT all over the place. Like it just doesn't stop. After boot camp, I'm going to study for the A plus. All right, there you go. Get it in. You can knock that out. If you can knock that A plus out, and if you get serious with it, you can knock that thing out in like 2 to 3 months. If you like procrastinating, maybe 6 months. But you can do it. Get on it, and then go get some more certs after that, higher level certs, so that you can get to the 6 figure mark. You can get to that 6 figure mark in like 5 years, maybe sometimes even faster than that. But I always say about 5 to 10 years. And you got to think about it. 5 to 10 years. I mean, just look. How old were you How old were you 10 years ago? You know what I mean? So if you're like, let's just say you're like 20 years old, you were 10 years old 10 years ago. You see how fast time went? So you can get there relatively quick, man. 5 to 10 years is not that long of a time period. You just knock out one cert a year, one cert every 6 months. Get your experience up, get your resume together, put your portfolio together if you need one. You can do all kind of stuff, man. You can get there, and people will pay. All right, so hopefully that let's see, IT certification. Okay, so okay, I'm glad you mentioned. I was actually gonna do a video on this, so let me go ahead and talk about this now. So he says IT certifications sound addicting, but in a good way. So here's the thing: do not fall into the trap of just getting IT certs just because you want to have IT certs. One, that can get expensive because every cert that you get that's a higher level cert, it costs more money. You're gonna have to put more and more time into it, and it costs more money, right? My thing is only get IT certs that you need to do your job or you need to apply for a job. I mean, that's what I think. If you don't need, like just say the Salesforce certification I was talking about, Salesforce architecture. It sounds cool. Pretty sure it looks good on my resume, but I don't have any immediate plans of trying to do database Salesforce work. So I'm not going to go take a Salesforce class certification just to have it. Because I don't need it. You know what I'm saying? So I highly encourage you not to fall into the trap of just getting certs just to get them. Get certs because you need them to do your job or to keep your job or to apply for a job that you may want to do. That's my advice to you. Now, if you want to go get them just to get them, just so you can brag to all your friends on social media, all right, that's something different. But I would just be like, man, just focus on the certs you need to keep your job or to get a job. That's my advice. Is it possible to work part-time in IT? Yes. I have a full-time job with the federal government and I want to get into IT. I do not have any experience and currently studying for A plus. Yeah, you could do part-time work. Some of these and that's another thing. Some of these email postings I get for jobs, some of them are part-time jobs. You could do that. There's all kind of companies out there hiring for part-time positions. Well, some of the stuff might be remote. So yeah, it is possible to do part-time work. Here's what you can do. You can go apply for a job at an iFixit store, where they fix iPhones and iPads. You can go in there and work part-time or whatever. Guess what? You're doing IT work. You can go there and start to build up your experience doing IT, working there, working at Best Buy Geek Squad or something like that. So, there's all type of things out there. You just got to go out there and look. But I would start on Indeed and just look for part-time IT jobs. I'm pretty sure wherever you live at, you're going to find some stuff out there because I get hit with those emails I get. Some of them are part-time jobs. IT interns, I'm pretty sure those exist as well. I don't know how beneficial the IT internship is because interns, to my knowledge, they don't really get paid. So I don't know if that's really worth it when you can just go get a job or a part-time job as opposed to just being an intern. unless I don't know, unless that internship comes with some type of job opportunity or something. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, you was thinking about iFixit? Yeah, like I say, you go to those iFixit stores. We got quite a few down here, man. You go in there, be fixing people's iPhones when they drop them and break them. That IT. I mean, because you learn about iPhones, the smartphone technology and the A+ certification. So, yeah, you can start there. Dead Echo says, "Hey, dude, just wanted to personally thank you for all your CompTIA syllabus material. I keep it all loaded on my phone for revision. Thoughts on cybersecurity career pathway." Yeah, the stuff I teach directly funnels people into cybersecurity. So you go A+, Net Plus, Security Plus, because Security Plus is the first official cybersecurity certification. That's where cybersecurity truly starts with that certification right there. But this stuff funnels you into it. A lot of people, like I say, my opinion is the easiest way to get into IT and cybersecurity is the way I teach it. And there are other people who teach it the exact same way I do. This is the easiest way to do it. So you can go straight into cybersecurity. And a lot of people who work in cybersecurity, they start off with the A+ certification or the IT fundamentals. A lot of them start off that way. All of the IT interns want a 3.5 GPA. Yeah, I don't know much about those IT internships. Unless you're a college student and you're doing an internship because you want to be you want to be a computer scientist or something like that. That might be slightly different, but I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't know of anybody that has an IT internship learning A+. They're just trying to go into cybersecurity. I can't think of one person off the top of my head because it's to me it makes no sense. You go get a part-time job or a full-time job and just work. You know what I mean? So, any other questions, y'all? I'm about to go. I gotta go put together my bar. So I got my. So like I say, this is the man cave. Hold on, man, my arm is going to sleep. All right, I'm gonna give y'all a little walk through here. It looked like somebody robbed me, so forgive me. All right, so anyways, there's a bathroom. So anyway, here's my living room. So you come up into this part. This is my junky office. So this is where I'll be making videos and stuff. It looks a little junky in here because this was my junk room. I moved all the stuff out my junk room to start making way for my man cave. So I got a bar set I just bought. I got to put it together and put it on this wall. I found a woman that lives here in my city that does custom paint jobs for interior paint. So I'm gonna get her to come here and paint this wall up. I got this little couch here, fridge, chair. And then, like I say, I took the doors off this closet and I'm about to put a 55-inch OLED up in here. And then I'm gonna put a picture of Scarface up in here because Scarface is my favorite movie. And then I'm thinking about ordering some 3D wall panels and put it up in here and have some LED light. We can, we're trying to do some things up in here. So this is my man cave. So I'm over here. I've been living in this house 2 years. And I just decided to start working on my man cave like last week. So I'm trying to get this all together. Plus I might make some videos in here or I might make some in my office. I don't know. So that's what I've been doing, y'all. Let's see. You say your teacher recommended you. Who's your teacher? What grade are you in? You in high school or college or like what are we doing out here? Tell your teacher I say what's up. After teaching the CompTIA, will you get into teaching Cisco? So I've had people ask me that, like, are you going to teach CCNA? If I do that, it's going to be behind a paywall. Because look, just these certifications I put up, man, these things take forever. These things take forever to put together. I won't have time to do that. And like I say, even if I were to do it, I really don't know. I don't know. I have to check, see how much time I got. Because, like I say, in addition to doing this online thing, I'm actually trying to get a brick and mortar business in my city where I'm teaching people, they come into my building, my business to learn tech. So it might be something I offer there, but I don't know, man. I haven't really thought that far into it beyond the classes that I'm teaching now. What's the preferred beverage? All right, my preferred beverage. I drink water. Only on like Fridays I might get a drink. So right here I got apple flavored Crown Royal, and then I got, what is this? I think that's, what is that? Coconut Ciroc. I'm not much of a drinker. I used to drink a lot when I was in the military, but I'm not much of a drinker anymore. They're there mostly for decorations, or when my brother comes over, he'll drink up all my stuff. But now I drank something today though, because I had a long week. Um, yeah, Crown. Too late for me to stick around here. Okay, all right. I appreciate you coming through, Dad. I'm about to get off this thing in a second myself. So hopefully I answered some questions. Go out there, get certs, man. That's the main thing here. Go get certs, and jobs will come get you. Yeah, the Crown. Yeah, I mean, like I say, when I was in the military, when I was in college, and when I first joined the army, you had to drink. That was just life. We was out there getting it. I was a college student. I was supposed to drink. I was young in the military before I had a wife and kids. I was supposed to go to the clubs and drink. That's what I was supposed to do. But after my first son was born, I kind of cut back a lot of my drinking. Like I was just like, I shouldn't be drinking. I got a kid. I'm not a single man out in the clubs anymore. I got to take care of another human being. So alcohol really isn't that important. So I don't really drink like that anymore. All right, Jesus Junkie, be easy. Be safe out there. All right, y'all. I'm about to go myself. So it's been fun chatting with you all. Y'all be safe. Uh, do what you got to do. Yeah, it's a house decoration now. Do what you got to do to be safe out in these streets. Don't be out there spreading the cooties. Don't catch the cooties. Go get your certs on. All right. With that being said, y'all got any more questions, man? Hit me up on IG or leave them in the comments, and we'll talk about it. All right. Y'all be safe. Peace.